Good morning, my friends. How is everybody? My name is Lorraine, and my channel is Lo's Life and Lessons. We do a lot of things on this channel, but one thing we do is we look at the lifestyle of the older woman and our ability to take care of ourselves, to keep ourselves looking and feeling as well as we possibly can. And part of that for me is wearing makeup every single day. So welcome, and I hope that you will join me as I get ready for the day. This is called a Get Ready With Me video. I haven't done one. I don't do them that often, but I just wanted to put on a little bit of makeup, have a little chit chat, keep you up to date on what's going on in my life, talk a little bit about the products that I'm using. Now, I have to say that none of these products are new. I'm just not one to buy all kinds of latest and greatest makeup products. I just want to use up whatever I have. I enjoy whatever I have, and even if it isn't perfect, I like the challenge of making everything work. So I'm just using what I have. Some of these things actually I haven't used for quite a while. I was digging through my stash and I found a few things that I haven't used for a while. So we'll talk about those. Meanwhile, let's get started. Of course, first thing that I've done is prepared my skin. Most important before putting on makeup. I washed with a gel cleanser, used a bit of toner, applied eye cream, a serum, and a moisturizer. Let that all settle in for a little while, and then I applied a good dollop of sunscreen. So I'm going to start with my eyes. Now, some people start with their foundation. I even saw one lady start with her lipstick, but I start with my eyes. Now, what I use is a concealer as an eyeshadow base. I have a number of concealers. I've tried concealers in the past couple of years. They just do not work for me. No matter what, they settle into my fine lines around my eyes. I am 76 after all, and those lines aren't going anywhere. And I just have not found that any concealer does not settle in those lines. So I want to use it up, and I use it for eyeshadow primer, and it works really well for that. The one I'm using today is Kokie Brightening Concealer. And I will list and link all the products that I'm using today in the description box for you below. I pat the concealer all over my eyelid using a little sponge like this. I don't wet my sponges. Occasionally I do, but to be honest, I'm kind of lazy about that. I just use them as is. And these are little ones. These are made by AOA. I buy them from Miss A, but I think you can also get these from Amazon. And they are inexpensive. They're soft. They last a long time. They wash really well. And I just love them. They come in a couple of different sizes. So you see, I've pressed that concealer all over my eyelid just to provide a base for my eyeshadow. Now, the eyeshadow that I'm using today is by Rimmel, and it's called Wonder Cloud. And I can't see that well, so I'm not going to be able to read the color, but it's kind of a dark taupe color, Rimmel Wonder Cloud. And I really like this color, actually. I've used this one. This one's practically all gone. So I'm going to put that all over the lid. You know, I wanted to give you, too, a bit of a modeling update. Last fall, I signed up with a modeling agency in my city. I live in Ottawa, in Canada. Well, Ottawa is the capital of Canada, but it's not a huge city. It's not like Toronto or Montreal. But nevertheless, it has a modeling agency which has been around for 30 plus years. So obviously it's successful in some way. So I had the photo shoot and I paid my money to have my profile and my pictures put up on the website. I did all that last fall. And they were extremely encouraging. They said, oh yes, we sometimes have a call by clients who want an older model, maybe a bit plus size, and that's me. So I did all that. Well, I haven't had a gig yet. And here it is, April. So I have to admit I am a bit disappointed, but I do understand that there's not that much need for what I can offer in the modeling world because our society is so much focused on youth. and that's just the way it is. So I'm going to hang in there. I'm kind of paid up until this fall, so maybe an opportunity will come before the fall. But you know what? Even the photo shoot and the whole experience was an experience, and that's what I like. That's what I enjoy, new experiences in my life. Next, I'm going to apply Bobbi Brown Cream Stick Eyeshadow. This is a little mini size that I got from Sephora, and I really like it. It doesn't have any glitter. It's just the perfect amount of shimmer. And I do like a shimmer on the eyelid, but I find that a glitter is just a bit much. And I will just put that in with my fingers. This is a very nice cream eyeshadow. Now, how long it will stay without creasing remains to be seen. And I do know that after 5 or 6 hours, no matter what eyeshadow I have on my lids, there's going to be some, I don't know what you would call it, creasing or blotching, where I feel that I need to take a brush and sort of blend it in more, because I have creases and little wrinkles on my eyelids. That's just the way it's going to be. I discovered this Almay gel eyeliner, and I tried it. It's really nice and soft, and I tried it the other day on my upper eyelid. Usually I tight line underneath here, although I used to wear eyeliner on my upper eyelid, but again, I find that the skin is just too wobbly and creasy, and the eyeliner will transfer up there because I have hooded eyes, so that's a bit of a nuisance too. Anyways, I tried this, and sure enough, it did transfer. It didn't work. I was a bit disappointed, but nevertheless, it's a very nice, creamy gel eyeliner, and it works very well for a tight lining. Last week, some of my neighbors got together. We have a group of us. Depending who's available, there's either 4 or 5 of us. And we get together, maybe once a month or so, for a games night. Well, the games that we played the other day were charades. And I hadn't played charades in years. Well, we laughed so hard. And what we discovered, because many of us have had joint replacements, so we prefer to remain seated. And sure enough, you can play charades sitting down. And we did that, and we had so much fun. And then we played a couple of games of Uno. We've played various games, a lot of Trivial Pursuit, Pictionary. Pictionary is another fun one. But it's just a chance to get together and just be silly, because it just feels like we're all children inside. We're still children. We just love to have fun and just tease each other and giggle and crack silly jokes. So that is one way to spend a Friday or Saturday night here. We do have fun together. This is a face primer by Essence. It's called Hello Good Stuff, and it's 98% natural. This is a really nice primer. It's a white lotion. This is all you need. Just a light massage all over the face. It feels cool going on too, which is very pleasant, and it has a very light scent. And I like scents in my products. Not heavy scents necessarily, but I do enjoy the experience if the product has a bit of a light scent. Now for a primer, I feel that I need to leave that on for a few minutes. So I'll be right back with you. My foundation today is L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation. This is absolutely gorgeous. I've discovered a new way. Well, I didn't discover it. I saw somebody else on YouTube describe how she put on her foundation because that's one thing I really enjoy about makeup is trying new ways of applying it. Because especially if I'm staying home, which I am today, I'm staying home all day. So to experiment, if it goes wrong, well, so what, you know? So that's the amount that I put on my glass palette. And you can see, because it's running a little bit, you can see that it is a serum. It's so light. And this color is a really good match for me. What I do then is I put my foundation brush into the product. And then I kind of swish it around. So I have some there, and I'm going to press it all over my face. Today I'm staying home. One of the things, I have to do laundry, I have to do a few just household errands, and I'm also making a cake for a family celebration tomorrow because my 7-year-old grandson is making his first communion. So that's a cause to get together with the family, just have a little celebration and a little cake. Now, I like to bake, and I have made homemade cakes, which were quite successful, but honestly, I find that the cake mixes are really very good. So there, I've pushed that into my skin, and now I'm going to use a sponge, and I'm going to go over it and press it right in, and you'll see that I'm never dragging it, because I find that sometimes when I do that, then it gets streaky. Although with this foundation, because it is so light and it is a serum, I'm not sure that would happen, but nevertheless, this seems to be a really good way to apply the foundation. It seems to go on evenly, and it's making my skin tone look pretty good. And the last thing that I do with my foundation is I blot it, and I get these little powder puffs, the good size, soft, just beautiful, lovely and soft. I think I have a hair from my cat on there. And what I do with this is I blot it all over so that if there's any excess, it will sink into that soft powder puff. And I find this works really well. You can also use a tissue, and I've done that, and it works well too. But I don't know. I like this experience. Love a good powder puff. And that's the foundation. I like a powder. I just do. Just a little touch of powder. And the one that I'm using is 020 loose powder. They have beautiful packaging, and they have a selection of really nice makeup products. I just unscrew that really pretty cap, and it has, look at that, has an adorable little powder puff with it. I love it. And then I just shake a little bit into the lid. That's plenty. And take my powder brush. Look at the size of that one. It's a big fluffy one. I love it. And I just swish it around in the lid, working it well into the bristles. And I tap in case there's any excess, but with this size of a brush, there's no excess. And then I just sort of pounce it all over my face, starting with the T-zone, where I'm applying most of the powder, because that's the area that gets shiny. And then I just puff a little bit all over my face. This powder is so fine and silky. It's really lovely. You can see that the foundation, it does have a radiant finish. You can see that the radiance shines through the powder, which I really like. I like that. Next, brows. And these two products, I've had both of these for a long time. I've used them countless times. I just love them. It's all you would ever need for your brows. This is a wax stick, which simply helps the brows to lie a little bit flatter. Now, I'm lucky. My brows, even though, yes, they're short, and that's what happens, is that the hair at the ends tends to either disappear or get very thin, but they're quite full in there. And they do have quite a few gray hairs. And this pencil is in color taupe. It's perfect for me. And there's still a lot of product left in here. I've had this for a long time. It's a bit thick, which I don't mind. And the texture is a little bit waxy. It also has a really nice solid brush at the end. I never feel that it's necessary to fill in every single gray hair on my brows, because I'm not trying to look younger. I'm just trying to look good as a 76-year-old woman. So I have white hair on my head and a few white hairs in my brows, and I'm kind of good with that. So if a few white hairs are showing, it really doesn't bother me at all. I'm just looking to shape the brows and just make the color a little more even. I've tried using a gray eyebrow pencil, but I think taupe is really the better color for me. So I'm sticking with taupe now. But you can do that. You can experiment with all kinds of different products, techniques, colors. It's fun to wear makeup. There, the brows are done. Next, mascara. Well, my poor hooded eyes seem to be getting more hooded every day, and I'm just having a terrible time with mascara. No matter what I do, and I've tried holding up the eyelid as I apply it, but I just have to be so very careful because I get mascara all over the lid and it's just a big mess. I bought an Estee Lauder mascara because I remember many, many years ago using this occasionally because it's very expensive, but I always remembered that it's a beautiful formula. But I was a bit disappointed because the brush is pretty big. And I find that for my lashes, because of my hooded eyes, a smaller brush is best. But I'm going to use this up. I spent the money for it. And again, the mascara itself is really nice. So here goes. Just always a big anxiety attack when I put my mascara on. When I try to go down to the very base of the lashes, that's when I get in trouble with smudging. So it's not the product, it's the applicator, and the applicator is me. Well, this isn't too bad. I'll do the other eye off camera. And sure enough, it's this eye my eyes are not, I guess none of us, our eyes are not symmetrical. And this is the eye that I always have trouble with. And sure enough, yes, I did get some mascara on the lid, but with this handy little brush, if I'm patient and let the mascara dry, it just becomes a dry little fleck. And then I just whisk it off with this little brush. So A girl has to do what a girl has to do, right? Next is blush, and I'm using Maybelline Fit Me blush. This is called Pink Rose, and it's too light for me, but it's a very nice product. It's a matte blush, which I like, because then if I want to put a little highlighter over it, I can, but I do find it a little bit light for me. But no worries, I'll use it up, and I'll just simply apply a little bit more. I can build it up. So that's what I'm going to do. I love blush. And it's surprising because I'm quite fair, but for me, I find that a little deeper color seems to work better on my skin. Let's make it a little bit darker. Just up into the temple. You know, I have bronzer, but I never even really think to use bronzer. I'll do the other side off camera. I find that with the radiant finish of the foundation, I don't think I really need any kind of a highlighter. Now, who doesn't love Revlon lipstick? Oh my gosh, I mean, they are just so good at making lipstick. This one is a really beautiful, creamy pink color. And with that, I'm going to use my Maybelline Color Sensational lip liner in Dusty Rose. Very nice, natural color. When it comes to makeup, you know, I'm pretty minimal, really. I don't use a whole lot of products. I certainly have never done any contouring. And I do like a natural look. Less is more for me. When I ever have a question in my own mind about what I'm applying or how I'm applying it, I always go for the less is more. Here's my trusty little piece of paper that I'm going to use to blot my lipstick. You can guarantee there aren't going to be any wispy things on my lips. I could put some gloss over that, but to go to the laundry room today, maybe that's not needed. I will do my hair and I will be right back. Well, it's still sweatshirt weather here. We had a few really warm days last week, but no, it's right back down to seasonal cool weather. So I have a sweatshirt on to stay home today and do my little chores. Now my hair, I did some damage to my bangs wearing that headband when I was putting on my makeup. So I tried to control all the little wispies with a gel that I recently bought, Garnier Pure Clean Styling Gel. And I use that if I'm going to be putting my hair in rollers, because my hair is quite fine and I do find it's getting finer, and sometimes it gets quite wispy. So sometimes I'll just put a little bit of this on my fingers and just try to tame it a bit. Thank you for being with me today. I'm all ready for my day. I hope you have a great day. I love you all and I appreciate you for supporting my channel. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Take care and I will see you in my next video. Bye.